This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, halfway through the week, December the 20th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Good morning to you. It is 5 a.m. and it is your last day of the week, right?
That's true.
This is kind of his Friday because he's leaving on vacation tomorrow.
That's true.
Leaving me unsupervised here in the studio.
You'll be fine. You've always got John Scalzi to look after you. Good morning,
Yes, I
John.
do.
Good morning. I'll bring out the fire extinguishers and have them ready for tomorrow.
Nice.
Guess what we've got out there?
Fog.
Surprise, surprise. Yes, indeed. More fog again this morning. It's another first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast as the fog has formed a little bit earlier and has the potential of being a little bit thicker today than it was over the last couple of days. And we'll probably have the same situation again tomorrow. Don't be surprised. Right now, dense fog advisory for our coastal counties and for our area waterways as well. I should probably start to melt away by around 9 o'clock this morning, but over the waters, it'll probably linger just a little bit longer. Visibility already down to a quarter mile in Punta Gorda. Daytime highs today, again like yesterday, near 80. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in a few. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. First off in Manatee County, a little blip there just east of downtown as you head in on Manatee Avenue, also known as State Road 64. Farther south, Bee Ridge, westbound as you move away from Cattleman toward Beneva, McIntosh. And our South County map will show us not much to report at 5:01 on your Wednesday morning.
Our top story today, a Venice couple was arrested and accused of child abuse.
Our Rick Adams has the story now from the Sarasota County Jail.
Here are the mugshots of the Venice couple who sheriff deputies say is responsible for the severe injuries of a 2-month-old baby. 34-year-old George Kleschenko is facing a charge of aggravated child abuse, while 29-year-old Ashley Finnegan is charged with being a principal to aggravated child abuse, among other charges.
They were all in the head or skull area. Significant injuries to the head.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says the alleged abuse happened at this home on Olivia Road last week. The couple told investigators that the baby was accidentally struck in the head with a cell phone. The Sheriff's Office isn't buying it.
The man that was arrested, hasn't been truthful. So we don't know exactly what, but we do know that he caused those injuries.
We did speak with about a dozen neighbors. None of them wanted to come on camera, but they all say they are horrified and saddened by this. The baby remains in serious condition at a Venice hospital. George Kleschenko is free on bail, while his girlfriend Ashley Finnegan still remains behind bars.
We hope that, this sends a message to other residents and parents that, this is unacceptable behavior, and the Sheriff's Office will do whatever is necessary to protect the children in this community.
In Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A woman and caregiver convicted of trying to kill a 92-year-old man will spend the next 38 years behind bars. Elaine Erickson was convicted of attempted second-degree murder and aggravated abuse of the elderly after striking World War II veteran Michael Tristano in the head multiple times with his oxygen tank and then leaving him on the floor of his home to die. Tristano, who barely survived that attack, was in court for Erickson's sentencing hearing. She took the stand pleading for leniency on her own behalf.
If you ask him, he will tell you what wonderful care I provided for him, never asking for a dime. But I was obligated because nobody else would step up.
I didn't like her from the beginning, and I didn't trust her motives at all. What does a young woman see in an older man?
The victim flew 35 combat missions in a B-17 bomber during World War II.
Charlotte County Sheriff deputies arrested a man for a stabbing along Gibraltar Drive in Port Charlotte. They say both the victim and the suspect were injured and both taken to the hospital. Deputies plan to increase their presence around Gibraltar Drive later on today.
Should homeowners in the West Villages neighborhood of Northport get new zip codes? Well, a majority of the development is in city limits and receives services from Northport, but homes there actually have Venice addresses. The Northport City Commission says about 65,000 people are living in that neighborhood. Northport's city manager expects the post office to respond by the end of January.
Well, here's some positive news. Manatee County's overdose rate has now dropped by over 78% since the first half of the year. County officials credit the drop with increased targeting of drug dealers, not just the users. Investigations like Operation Hot Batch resulted in 34 drug dealers being taken off the streets. Manatee County had some of the highest overdose rates in the state over the past few years. All right, happening today in Manatee County.
Getting to know each other just a little better. It's a community meeting between the Bradenton Police Department and the members of the public. Our Marla Spence is there this morning with details of today's agenda. Marla, what's going on today?
Good morning to you, Stephanie and Ray. That is absolutely right. The Bradenton Police will be at this community this morning known as Pine Brook. They'll be meeting with people who live in this area, and those people will be meeting with police to express their concerns for their community. Now, that meeting with those residents here will be also with the police, and they'll be also looking to express the issues that has often occurred in this area. Now, the way that this is all set up is that Bradenton Police will pick areas where there are higher crime statistics and also higher calls out to police. So this is where Bradenton Police will make their first stop today for this meeting. Now, the one-on-one interaction between the community and the Bradenton Police will start at 6 o'clock this morning up until 10 o'clock, and then again from 4 to 8 this evening. So it should be a great interaction between the two Bradenton Police and also the community here at Pine Brook. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Early meeting, 6 a.m. Manatee County officials are thinking about next year's hurricane season already. They're concerned that they don't have enough shelter space for potential evacuees. Yesterday, the county commission talked with their department heads about how the community did during the past hurricane season. Officials are concerned that because of the area's expanding population, there might be a shelter deficit. No proposals yet, but it is now on the county's radar.
And to the north, a manhunt is on for two inmates who escaped from a Panhandle prison. Authorities say Ronley Pardo and David Anderson broke out of the Washington County Jail Sunday night. Now, Pardo was serving a sentence on drug and lewd battery charges and was facing a new murder charge in the fatal stabbing of a fellow inmate. Anderson is facing charges including fleeing and eluding law enforcement, along with weapons and drug charges.
We're doing everything we can. Like I said, we're utilizing resources from the federal level all the way down to every county around Washington County is playing a part in helping us chase down leads to bring these guys back.
As for how they escaped, it's like something out of a movie. Authorities say the two chipped away at part of the wall underneath a cell sink. From there, they got into a maintenance room that led to the jail yard. Then they crawled under a bent padlock gate. Authorities believe the men stole a car about a mile away from the jail, which was later discovered in North Carolina. They say it's still unknown if the pair is armed and dangerous or not.
Donald Trump Jr. spoke to a conservative student group in West Palm Beach yesterday. 3,000 people gathered at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Trump Jr. touted his father's new tax overhaul plan. He also mocked the media's coverage of his father's supposed connections to Russia. The event was sponsored by Turning Point USA, a conservative nonprofit.
And here's something you don't see every day. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued a turtle tangled up in 1,800 pounds of cocaine. Wow. True story. It happened during a 68-day drug patrol near Key West. Now, officials say close to 7 tons of cocaine. You can see it floating around this turtle. Worth almost $50 million was found. 24 smugglers were taken into custody. The good news, though, after cutting the lines, that turtle was free.
Turtle said, what was that?
What?
A Pembroke Pines police officer is in the hospital after being dragged by a speeding car for half a mile. Let's go. Watch this. The officer was investigating a drug-related incident when he reached inside the car. The driver hit the gas. There he is, one hand on the wheel. After the officer finally let go, the driver led police on a 20-mile chase of his own. The driver was eventually caught and then confessed to the crime. Boy, those body cameras give you a whole new insight into what police go through every day.
Really a first-hand perspective of things that you've never seen before that they deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Certainly helps with the investigations afterwards and convictions.
Oh, yeah. That is absolutely frightening, though, isn't it?
John, you're going to be wearing a body cam pretty soon when you do your forecast, right?
Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, it'll be the weather cam.
Yes, it's the weather cam, the body weather cam.
We'll give you a deep down and personal view of the weather.
That's right.
Although today, if I was doing a live remote outside, you wouldn't be able to see too much of me because of the fog that's out there.
That is true.
Sea fog has rolled in. Visibility is less than a quarter mile. Watch out for that. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also ahead, first alert traffic, and a mayor near the Amtrak derailment says it could have been prevented. We'll hear his words before the fatal crash.
And coming up a little later in the hour, the GOP tax overhaul has passed Congress just hours ago. We got the reactions and how it will affect your paycheck. So stick around, we'll have it for you next.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So, like the last few mornings, we have dense fog again today across the region and out in Gulf waters. Sea fog has formed. It's patchy in places, but it is really reducing visibility down to less than a quarter mile in many locations. So allow yourself a little bit of extra time. It can come up on you quickly. And just because Hardee and DeSoto are not involved in this current dense fog advisory, listen, don't think that you won't see fog out there. So another first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast. Visibilities, we have a quarter mile at the Sarasota Airport. Punta Gorda coming in at a quarter mile as well, and some locations even thicker than that. So just allow yourself that little extra time, low beam headlights, and ease up on the gas pedal. 61 degrees the air temperature, dew point the same. A match of temperature and dew point brings 100% relative humidity, and that's going to be the case throughout the day. Today, I think we're going to see those higher dew point values creeping up there. Calm winds currently, but the winds are going to shift south, and that will help bring up the humidity and increase dew points into the mid-60s once again this afternoon, just as we saw yesterday afternoon. So across the state, those temperatures are generally holding in the low 60s most everywhere, except where they're even a little bit higher. We have some 67s in Tallahassee and in Panama City, 71 in Pensacola. We have a little more cloud cover over here because of an approaching area of low pressure in the deep south. Here locally, 64 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia at 61, so's Mayaca, Parrish at 62, Bradenton at 60, Venice 61, and Northport comes in at 58 degrees. So no rain across the region, though you will probably see the low clouds form as the fog begins to lift with a little bit of sunlight near dawn. Those low clouds will eventually mix away, and even the low clouds, when you see them, it may look like they're going to produce some rainfall, but they will not. Those rain clouds are not going to be rain producers, and they will mix away very quickly. They're very thin clouds. Now, back to the west and to the north, we do have some rain showers in progress. In fact, some of it's fairly heavy, and it is closing in on the Atlanta airport. So don't be surprised if by mid-morning the Atlanta airport has some delays because of weather, mostly because of low clouds. And that will eventually work its way a little bit closer to the Raleigh-Durham airports and the Charlotte airports, with some heavier rain moving toward the east. This whole mass of cloud is moving toward the east out into the Atlantic, all associated with an area of low pressure beginning to develop here and move toward the Atlantic, dragging a cold front our way. That cold front arrives tomorrow on the northern Gulf waters and stalls out. It'll eventually just wash away, but it may bring us about a 10% chance of a passing patch of sprinkles or light drizzle tomorrow, so we'll watch for that. But otherwise, morning fog, afternoon sun, and warmer than average temperatures continues right on the Suncoast. South wind coming in at about 10 knots, light chop, 2-foot seas or less. Over the course of the next several days, that slight chance of showers, well, I should say drizzle tomorrow, and a little extra cloud cover. But then we return to the sunshine, and most of the weekend is spent sunny, warmer than average, with very pleasant weather. Monday, we're speeding up the timetable on this cold front, bringing it through a little earlier on Monday with a little extra cloud cover, better chance of rain, and some more seasonable temperatures. Back to you.
All right, time now for a look at your first alert traffic. Running pretty smooth out there, but like John said, he's been talking about all morning, lots of fog out there this morning, some dense fog in areas, so leave yourself a little bit of extra time. Nothing too big in Manatee County, just a little slowdown right there on State Road 64. Now when it comes to Sarasota County, North County, again, not too bad. Things are running pretty smooth. A little hitch southbound 41, and then a little bit of a slowdown right there on Bee Ridge. Heading into South County, again, that one is running pretty smooth out there this morning. Not too much. Again, fog is the word of the day, so like we said, leave yourself a little bit of extra time this morning. And speaking of the time, it is 5:17. Now, the mayor of Lakewood, Washington, that's a city along that new route taken by the Amtrak train that derailed 2 days ago, had expressed concerns about the safety of the Amtrak line as far back as 2013.
He said the tragedy could have been prevented. Reporter Natasha Chen has the story.
Several years before Amtrak 501 had its deadly inaugural run from Seattle to Portland.
Amtrak 501, emergency, we are on the ground.
One mayor of a town close to the accident had been fighting the project since the beginning, begging for more safety enhancements. Just earlier this year at a town meeting, Lakewood Mayor Don Anderson said it would only be a matter of time before the new train traveling on a rarely used track would kill someone.
Come back when there is that accident. Try to justify not putting in those safety enhancements.
A spokeswoman stressed Tuesday that the mayor was voicing his concerns over railroad crossings specifically at that meeting. And while the cause of the crash hasn't yet been determined, the NTSB says the train was traveling at 80 miles per hour, nearly 3 times the posted speed limit for that portion of the track. Another possible safety issue, a technology that automatically slows the train if it senses it's going too fast or is about to be in an accident, was not installed on this line.
The locomotive was in the process of getting PTC, a system of PTC installed, but it was not yet functional. The reason it's not installed, unfortunately, the deadline was the end of 2015, but Congress extended that deadline to the train companies and allowed them to have until the end of 2018 to have a nationwide, to have every train system installed with PTC.
In Pierce County, Washington, I'm Natasha Chen.
And we're hearing from some of the survivors of that train derailment. Charlie and Beverly Hibner were excited to take part in the train's inaugural ride to Portland. But when it derailed, the couple were fighting to stay alive. The force of the tumbling train tossed them across the cabin as metal mangled and glass shattered everywhere. They escaped the wreck by crawling out of a train window, thankful to walk away with their lives and just some minor injuries.
There was this body lying there. I mean, he hardly had any clothes on. The clothes had just been ripped off him, and he was obviously dead.
I think we're lucky to be getting out of here alive.
Then I decided, well, we're just fortunate, not lucky. I don't know if luck had anything to do with it.
So that couple was discharged from the hospital on Monday night.
And despite the tragedy, stories of bravery are now emerging. 3 soldiers were on Interstate 5 when the Amtrak train derailed. Second Lieutenant Robert McCoy, Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Sloan, and Major Michael Livingston were all traveling separately. Well, they sprang into action together when they saw the crash. They scaled the train cars, assessed the severity, pulled people out, all in the dark with seats and luggage strewn everywhere.
At one point to turn on the light, so we had some sort of flashlight to look to see what we're dealing with. So it's just it was like a jungle in there.
The 3 men credit their military training with helping to make it through that ordeal. Heroes indeed.
They very much so. And there was a story, there was a reporter from a Seattle station that had just gotten off the train after covering it that morning with his camera crew 10 minutes before all that happened.
Wow, close call.
Very much so. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Facebook is using new technology to identify your face in photos, but it's causing some controversy. We'll tell you why next.
And Google Chrome will allow you to browse ad-free. We'll tell you how you can do that coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Con te partirò, vedo tuoi vissuto con te.
Love
My
that
goodness,
song.
it's so beautiful. They say you just never know when your next career may find you, and for one Massachusetts man, it might just be in a grocery store. 23-year-old Eli Suncoast used to be a professional singer in Brazil. He's been working at the store testing the sound system, and to give it a little test, he broke into song. A shopper happened to catch the moment on video, and it has gone viral since. Now shoppers, the word has spread, they stop by to hear him sing Christmas carols, which he'll do now just while he's working. Now he studies computers and he's working at the market to put himself through school, but he says if he had his way, he'd like to study music at Berklee College School of Music in Boston. I feel like he would get in. Very talented, very talented.
I walk in the studio singing to you.
You do. Do we have a cricket sound effect we got in here? Just kidding.
Nice. Hey, we're all over the social media now. We do a daily Instagram update. Also, you see us on Facebook. Also, we upload daily content behind the scenes. I will show you a picture of Stephanie dressed identically to another reporter yesterday.
Yes.
If you go to Ray Collins, ABC 7, I thought it was our new uniform for a second.
Right. I've done that twice now. I'm not sure what my mindset is being on there. But if you guys would like that story as well as local news, breaking news, you can find it all on the app. Just head over to the App Store. You can search for My Suncoast. If you have an iPhone, you do have to update the app. If you've got an Android, you're going to be all set. Your app will be updated automatically.
5:24 on your Wednesday morning.
All right, and speaking of social media, Facebook's latest facial recognition tool has some a little worried over privacy concerns.
That and more in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook's new tagging tool.
It'll find your face even if you weren't tagged in a photo. It'll also tell you if someone is using your picture on a phony account. You can turn off the feature if you don't want it, but you can also ask that a photo be removed. All right, so the latest list of the worst computer passwords, it does have some surprises.
Splash Data says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and password top the list as always, but Let Me In is cracking the top 10 for the first time. Football still on there, but less popular.
Also new to the list this year is I Love You.
Finally, sounds you wouldn't expect from a bird. So that's a cockatiel imitating the iPhone's default ringtone.
So the owner says the bird belts out the ringtone when it gets upset, which happens when they leave the house.
Tie your shoelaces, this is what you get. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Lyrica.
To everyone else, I look like everyone else. But on the inside, I feel chronic, widespread pain. Fibromyalgia may be invisible to others, but my pain is real.
Fibromyalgia is thought to be caused by overactive nerves. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves.
I'm glad my doctor prescribed Lyrica.
For some, Lyrica delivers effective relief for moderate to even severe fibromyalgia pain and improves function. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts, or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who've had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
With less pain, I can do more with my family.
Talk to your doctor today. See if Lyrica can help.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today.
Call 800-457-2317.
Go online or visit a Target store today.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, just hours ago, the new GOP tax plan was finally passed. How it affects your paycheck.
Plus, some unusual drills to prepare law enforcement for February's Olympics. We'll have details.
And the battle over reward money in the case of a Seminole Heights serial killer. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, or welcome to the show. It's 5:30 this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Once again, fog is the buzzword right now. That's the money, the phrase that pays, right, John Scalzi?
Yes, indeed. It pays big dividends, too, especially if you leave a little bit earlier for your commute, because you're going to need a little extra time, a little more space between cars, low beam headlights, and just be aware that even though these advisories don't extend all the way into Hardy and DeSoto at the present time, does not mean that you won't encounter fog there. You certainly could, and it could be dense. Sea fog has come in from Gulf waters, and that has created some low visibilities in many places. We've got quarter-mile visibility in Sarasota, half-mile visibility in Punta Gorda, and in areas in between, the fog can come up on you pretty quickly. Satellite view doesn't show any large-scale features headed our way, so after the fog lifts, expect mostly sunny skies. Current temperatures across the region about where they were yesterday, in the low to mid-60s. We'll top it out again warm, near 80. Complete forecast details in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. 301 northbound, some buildups as you head toward downtown Bradenton and over the river as well. State Road 70 westbound as you approach 301. Checking the northern half of Sarasota County, all clear right now. A couple of slowdowns, nothing major. And otherwise, South County, all clear at 5:32 on this Wednesday morning.
With a vote just after midnight this morning, Senate Republicans have now passed their ambitious $1.5 trillion overhaul of the tax code, the first of its kind in more than 30 years.
Meantime, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says the Republicans will rue the day they pass tax overhaul. ABC's Arlette Sines has the story.
Shortly after midnight, a celebration erupted in the Senate.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is passed.
Republicans cheered as they passed the most sweeping tax overhaul in 3 decades. Their vote was met with protests. Democrats were outraged.
What a disgrace. That's what this bill is. It's an absolute disgrace.
Hours earlier, a similar scene played out in the House. Speaker Paul Ryan overjoyed as he gavelled in their vote. But shortly after, the GOP tax plan hit an unexpected procedural snag. The House will be forced to vote again today, but the outcome is not expected to change. Republicans are on the verge of handing President Trump his first major legislative win. But GOP leaders say they still need to make a sales pitch.
If we can't sell this to the American people, we ought to go into another line of work.
The bill gives the biggest tax cut to corporations. It permanently slashes their rate from 35% to 21%. Tax cuts for individuals will expire after 8 years, but Americans will see their standard deduction and child tax credit doubled. A new study shows Americans making $75,000 or less will face a tax hike in a decade, while wealthy Americans will continue to see a tax cut. The White House insists President Trump won't benefit personally.
The president will likely take a big hit, but on the business side, he could benefit. Priority number one being that it helps the American middle class.
President Trump says he'll hold a news conference at the White House after the House passes their bill. The president had hoped to sign the bill before Christmas, but the White House now says that may not happen until the new year. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, Florida Senator Marco Rubio released a statement at midnight on the bill. He was initially against supporting it. He wanted increased child tax credits. That was added, and he eventually voted for the bill. He said, "It is my hope that by increasing access to the child tax credit, I have helped lay the groundwork for an agenda that reconciles conservative goals with the realities faced by working-class American families. Today was the first step in a long journey ahead toward that end, and by voting in favor of the bill, I believe we are now taking that step."
As expected, the bill is not popular with everyone. Protesters blocked the entrance to the New York Stock Exchange yesterday. In a stand against the new tax bill, police arrested more than a dozen of the demonstrators. The arrests followed a rally that drew more than 200 progressive activists and labor union members.
Because I think we should be investing in public higher education instead of giving tax cuts to the rich and corporations who don't need it.
So now that the bill has passed Congress and could reach President Donald Trump's desk as early as today. A new CNN poll finds that just 1/3 of Americans favor that tax plan, with 2/3 saying it will benefit only the wealthy instead of the middle class. Most Americans also believe the president's vast real estate empire will prosper as well, despite his denials. Heading into next year's midterm elections, the White House isn't worried about the consequences. Now, if you would like to get an idea on what change it could make in your paycheck, CNN.com and the New York Times both have online calculators that will give you an idea. You can plug in all your information and it'll tell you how it will affect your paycheck.
On to other news now. The cyber attacks that left Britain's National Health Service crippled last May is being blamed on North Korea. Dubbed the WannaCry attack, the U.S. government is publicly placing the blame for that cyber assault on Kim Jong-un's army of hackers. Experts say the North Korea attack was unique for a foreign government because it was ransomware designed to shut down computers until users paid ransom money to unlock their screens. Officials say the attackers botched the ransom technology and didn't make much money. The same hackers are believed to have been behind the Sony hack some 3 years ago. This is fun to watch. South Korea and U.S. Marines held some unusual joint exercises to provide security for the upcoming Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang. Both nations skied down slopes, engaged in hand-to-hand combat, and trained in bare-chested sub-zero temperatures. Stephanie, take it easy now. The games begin in early February. Both nations say they want to make sure they have prepared for every possibility.
Well, what was supposed to be a vacation in paradise turned deadly yesterday. At least 12 people are dead after a bus carrying passengers from a cruise ship flipped over. It happened in the coastal village of Manual in eastern Mexico. The tour bus was taking passengers from 2 Royal Caribbean cruise ships on an excursion to the Mayan ruins when it flipped on its side. Mexican officials confirm Americans are among the injured.
A tragedy. We know that lots of families and individuals are traveling this time of year when people go to have fun and they get a few days off, certainly for vacation at the holiday time. We're continuing to monitor that situation.
Miami-based Royal Caribbean has confirmed that both ships departed from South Florida over the weekend. The company says it's working with local authorities to learn more about that accident. At least 18 people from multiple countries were injured and transferred to nearby hospitals. Now there's a battle in Tampa over that reward money in the case of the Seminole Heights murders. Homeowners who provided police with surveillance video want a piece of that $110,000 reward. Police in Tampa released the video of the suspect slowly walking down a Seminole Heights street and running in the opposite direction moments later. Now the cameras are attached to Patrick and Kelly Holliday's bungalow. The reward money was given to a McDonald's manager who helped break the case when Howell Donison III handed her a paper bag with a gun inside. The Hollidays say their video put them in danger and did, in the end, help police.
Well, happening right now, in fact, it starts in about 22 minutes in Manatee County.
That's right. It's a community meeting between Bradenton Police Department and members of the community. Our Marla Spence is there right now with the details of today's meetings.
Good morning to you, Stephanie and Ray. The Bradenton Police and people living in this community will be under one roof starting this morning for a one-on-one discussion on issues impacting this community. Now, we're told that 2 meetings will be happening this morning, one from 6 to 10 this morning and another from 4 to 8 this evening. Areas for the community squad meetings with the Bradenton Police are usually chosen based on crime statistics, calls for service, and citizen complaints. Now, today is the day that all all of those issues with people living in this area will be expressing their concerns to law enforcement in hopes to seeing a change in this neighborhood. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marla. Well, have you ever found yourself getting annoyed by those autoplay videos and full-page pop-up ads online? If so, you are not alone. Starting in February, though, Google Chrome has listened to you. They are going to be blocking those types of ads and any others that fall short of new industry standards. Now, those standards were proposed by the Coalition for Better Ads, a technology and media industry group. Google will block ads from websites that fall short of the standards for more than 30 days. Now, sites will have the option of appealing, but must first remove all of those ads that break the guidelines.
According to a new report, the number of Americans who subscribe to cable TV is now about the exact same as the number who subscribe to Netflix. In a survey of 2,000 consumers, an equal number, 73%, subscribe to cable and Netflix. Cable is down from 79% 2 years ago. In its most recent earnings report, Netflix said it added 850,000 U.S. subscribers in just a 3-month period. The number of viewers, by the way, who stream TV content from the internet continues to grow across all age groups.
Hasbro and Brown University received a $1 million grant to design a robotic cat with artificial intelligence. I kind of like this. The cat is meant to be a companion for seniors by doing tasks for them, like helping with simple chores, reminding them of doctor's appointments, or Hasbro says it wants to keep it affordable. They want to keep the cost down on this, but they says it's too early to know just how much something like this could cost. But imagine how amazing this could be.
Is this true?
It is true. I swear to you. They used to have the for real kittens. Do you remember those from years ago?
Yeah,
my kids used to play with them, and they were very real and robotic.
I would like one of these for Christmas because I wouldn't sneeze around those cats.
That's true.
Anti-allergic cats.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
The joke or the story?
The story. The idea of a robotic cat. Never saw that coming.
Right, so many jokes.
Yeah. We're looking at some changing weather coming up over the next, probably 7 days. I think a lot of people will like it. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Also, head first alert traffic, and a Tennessee woman gives birth to a 24-year-old frozen embryo.
This is such an amazing story. Just wait till you hear this. It is up next in Health Smart when we return.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world, is at your feet.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, another First Alert morning here on the Suncoast as we do have a dense fog advisory again issued for our coastal counties. Now, you don't see that fog advisory extended into inland, Hardee, and DeSoto counties, but nevertheless, there is the potential of some fog there as well. So watch for that. Along the coastline, sea fog is developed, and for boaters, that could mean a little bit slower start to getting out of port this morning because that fog will linger, as you well know, a little bit longer out over the Gulf waters than it will over land once dawn breaks and things start to mix. If you extended this out, really, the dense fog advisories encompass most of the state of Florida, about 3/4 of the state of Georgia, half of Alabama. I mean, this is a widespread event throughout the Florida Peninsula and parts of the Deep South. You can see visibility down to a 1/4 mile in some locations. Sarasota International Airport has 1/4 mile visibility. Punta Gorda has 1/2 mile visibility, and little dots of areas indicating some even denser fog across the region. So just allow yourself the extra time. Not everybody will see this dense fog, obviously, but it could come up on you pretty quickly, and in places where you don't have fog right now, well, you could in a half an hour. That's how things change and evolve in a fog situation. After the fog burns off, our temperatures will spike up into the upper 70s with all the sunshine around. It'll hold there throughout the day. Temperature topping out at around the 80-degree mark and then tapering off as we head into sunset into the 70s, low 70s. So a pretty nice day in store for us. 61 the current air temperature, dew point the same. Calm winds out there, but they'll be coming out of the south a little bit later on today and kind of sustained there. So dew point values will, I think, be rising during the morning and into the afternoon. 66 degrees in Tampa, 62 Fort Myers, 60 in Gainesville, 61 in Jacksonville, Tallahassee at 67. Down around the Miami area, you have the same 67. So 67 in Miami, 67 in Tallahassee. That gives you an idea of how uniform the moisture supply is across low levels of the Florida Peninsula. 61 in Mayaca, Northport at 59, 60 in Bradenton, Parrish at 61. Venice, you folks there have 61 degrees. Northport, you're waking up to 59, as I mentioned, in Boca Grande at 63. So we have some rain showers in progress, a little area of low pressure kind of winding up here, forming a cold front that extends out into the near shore waters near Texas. And all of this moisture and rain shower activity spreading out over areas of our airport hubs. Atlanta Airport Hub as far, Raleigh-Durham as well. And all of this gradually drifting out into the Atlantic as this low pressure area moves along with it. A frontal boundary will be pulled across North Florida tomorrow by that low, but it stalls out and basically washes away. May bring us a slight chance at a shower, but it's really not going to do much in terms of cooling us off. For boating today, watch out for that fog out there. After it burns off, south wind at 10 brings light chop and a 2-foot sea. And the forecast calls for 81 as our high today. Slight chance at a little maybe sprinkles or maybe a patchy bit of drizzle tomorrow with that front stalling out to our north. Temperatures not really impacted all that much. Warm right straight through the weekend. And then on Monday, another front, stronger front comes through, and that brings us some cooler temperatures for Christmas Day. More seasonable. Back to you.
All right, here's a look at your first alert traffic. Like John mentioned, there is lots of fog out there this morning, so leave a little extra time in your morning commute. So far, if you're heading into Manatee County, it's not looking too bad. Just a little slowdown here and there on 41 southbound, but other than that, not too bad. A little slowdown on southbound 301. If you're heading into Sarasota, there is a little bit of a hitch there on Fruitville, right on the corner of 41 and Fruitville Road, and another slowdown right down there on Clark Road, just underneath Bee Ridge. And if you're heading into South County, that part of the commute is looking pretty good. There's a little hitch there on 41, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. Like we mentioned, leave early. There is some fog that is still out there today.
In this hour's Health Smart, a new report suggests that people with egg allergies can still get a flu shot. Previously, those with egg allergies were advised to find egg-free vaccinations. That's because most flu vaccines are manufactured using chicken eggs. But now research has found the flu shot is safe for those with egg allergies. Researchers say regardless of severity, those with egg allergies can receive the vaccine without special precautions.
And you've heard of snowbirds, but what about snow babies? They are frozen embryos, potential human lives waiting to be born. And now the longest known frozen human embryo to result in a successful birth has been born in Tennessee. After facing infertility for years, Tina and Benjamin Gibson, they decided to try using an embryo that another couple had frozen way back in 1992. So they tried, and now 24 years later, they got the best gift they could ask for. Their baby girl, Emma Wren, was born. Now, if you do the math, Ray, get this. Yeah. Tina, who is just 26 years old, she was carrying an embryo that was conceived just a year and a half after her own birth.
If this embryo was born when it was supposed to be, like, we could have been best friends. I was like, you know, we could have been friends. And he just thought that was so funny. So that's been like the going joke. And I mean, it's just so crazy.
It is. As to whether they might try again with the remaining 2 embryos, Emma's sisters or brothers, Tina said she's sure in about a year she might be ready to try for baby number 2.
This is a movie plot.
Isn't it amazing? I know, it is really a movie plot. 24 years later.
The baby has the knowledge of a 24-year-old.
Well, I don't know if that's technically true or not, Dr. Ray.
It's a movie plot.
Yes, we're going to go with that.
I'm going to write it.
Right?
5:51 will update your day's top local news headlines next. And this Massachusetts family got a typewriter for an early Christmas gift.
This is pretty cool. It was given to them by a certain Oscar-winning actor. We'll tell you who it is when we return.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile, and in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today.
Call 800-457-2317.
Go online or visit a Target store today.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
All right, here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
The Senate worked until after midnight to pass tax reform just hours ago. The bill now goes back to the House for some fine-tuning.
Plus, there's a battle in Tampa over the reward money in the case of the Seminole Heights murders. Homeowners who provided police with surveillance video, they want a piece of that reward.
And some encouraging new numbers from Manatee County. The number of drug overdoses has dropped nearly 80%. In the second half of the year, law enforcement credits a new focus on taking down heroin dealers, not just users.
Finally, raise your hand if you'd like a Christmas present from actor Tom Hanks. Yes, please. One lucky family in Massachusetts got exactly that in the form of a vintage typewriter. This one right here. The DePeaster family saw the movie California Typewriter. It profiles Hanks and his love for these old typewriters that he sometimes writes scripts on. In the movie, Hanks says he has given typewriters to friends only to find them later collecting dust and no one's using them. So the family wrote Hanks asking for one, and they promised to keep it in good shape and actually use it. Sure enough, a typewriter arrived on their doorstep in its original box and with a note from the actor that said, "Don't change the ribbon. It adds character." The family says they love it and they've already started writing thank you notes on it.
Right now, half our building says typewriters, ribbons.
What is that?
I know. Remember how cool it was when they first came out with the auto erase ribbon?
Yeah.
That was like a big
backwards,
deal.
backwards.
I miss the sound of typewriters, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know? All right, we'll have more local news and more about John's foggy forecast coming up after this.